Good morning, everyone on this call. My name is Coach Wells. It's my pleasure having you guys once more. And I want to also use this opportunity to thank our coaches, Coach Mo and Coach Sarusu, for this opportunity and privilege they've given to me once more to present to you the technical analysis for beginners. And I also want to acknowledge other coaches, Coach King, Coach Fahad, Dollar Queen, Dr. Hope, and the rest of you all. You're welcome to this section this morning. First, there's something I would like to address before having this section, which has to do with the Rqtmi templates. Some persons are still confused between using MACD template and the Rqtmi templates. And I would like to deliberate a little on it so that you guys can understand. But before I proceed, I would like to know my first timers on this call. If this is your first time of being in this section, let me see a 111 on the chat, please. If this is your first time of being in this section, let me see a 111 on the chat. This will enable me to know how I can come down to your level to break things down. We are not expecting you to understand everything at the moment, but at least one or two you are going to grab and you're going to find interesting. So if this is your first time of being here, I need a 111 on the chat. Okay, obviously no first timer here. Okay, how we proceed? First of all, for those who are just coming on board, for those new people who are still confused, I have a lot of persons asking me when signals are being thrown on the signal group, which template are we going to use? So I want to do a clarification on that first. So I'll be sharing my screen to show you guys what template you're going to use for the signals sent on the signal group. So let me share my screen now. Okay, please, if you can see my screen, please notify me, co-host, please, if you can see my screen.
Yes, you can see your screen.
Okay, for signals on the group, for signals in the group, signals sent in the group. For more clarification, please, if you are making use of minimum capital of 320 from $320, you are trading per coin $320. Stick to this template, please. Stick to this template for Magic 1. This template. If you are picking signals from the group, stick to this very template. Where is my please, I'm looking for my sorry, I'm not seeing my I'm looking for my okay, I've seen it. Okay. Sorry, excuse me. I'm coming. Okay, please. If you are using Magic 1, stick to the 320 capital. Just stick to our template, this old template minimum capital 320. Use every parameters you see here, please, because the signal is sent in a way that it's going to buy margin call. In as much as we don't want it to stay long in the market, we notice that because of our style of trading and because of our templates, we want it to buy more margin calls, so that the more margin calls you buy, the more money you make, and the more margin calls it buys, the faster you come out of the market. So that is the idea. So we analyze it using MACD based on this template. So if you are using 320, and you are picking signal from the signal group, just leave it this way. Use these settings. For Magic 5, take note of Magic 5. If you are using Magic 5 520 and you are picking signal from the signal group, please leave it like this. Use this template just the way it is, and you get your results. Then, if you are using Magic 1, this is where I will tell you to use the MACD template. That's MACD template for Magic 1. Why? Because with the way we are picking the signals, because for it to buy the first call, it has to drop by 1, to drop by 5. And remember, we are avoiding floating loss. Like, floating loss is inevitable, but it can be minimized. So we are trying to minimize the rate at which we are going to be seeing floating loss. So for that reason, the way we pick the signal, it might not dip by 1%, or even if it dips by 1%, it buys the first call. For it to dip to 5% to buy the second call might be difficult. So for that reason, we have to adjust this margin call drop. We said use 0.1, 0.1 from first call to the fifth call, 0.1. Then from the sixth to the seventh call, use 2.5. So for those who are using $100 and you want to pick signal from the signal group, all you need to do is edit this margin call drop. Instead of putting 151515, change it to 0.1, 0.1, 0.1 for people using minimum of $100. I hope that is clear. Then, if you are using the MACD automation, where the robot has to pick at the point it does golden cross. So you find out that at times when it does golden cross, it just goes up straight and give you your 2%. It doesn't come down to buy more margin call. So in a situation whereby your first buying amount is like $20, for instance, and it picks it at the golden cross, and eventually did not come down to buy more margin call, it means it will give you 2% of $20. That is it. So if you say, okay, let me increase my first buy to like 100, there are times also when it does golden cross, it's going to eat your take profit, but eventually it did not get to up to $2. It will reverse back down to buy more margin call, and then you have already used up your money. So you have to play safe. So when we saw this situation after backtesting, we now have to resolve to create a template for MACD, just in case the robot picks at the golden cross, pick your first $20, and it has a reason to retrace a little bit. It will buy enough margin calls before it goes up to sell. That is why we gave you that MACD template. And the MACD template is just a sub template that we generated from here. Everything about this very template you are seeing is the same thing. The only thing that changes in the MACD template that you people are using is margin call drops. This margin call drops that has changed, but multiple buying ratio is still the same thing. Take note of that, please. So those who are using the MACD automation, that they give the robot the command to pick at the golden cross, please use your MACD automation template we gave to you. But if you are picking signal from the signal group, if you are using $100, just edit this magic call drop to suit what you have in your MACD automation template. and use it to pick signal from the group. But if you are using Magic 5 and you are using Magic 1, please don't edit this template. Use this old template to pick the trade and it will deliver also. That is the clarification I want to make. I hope this is clear. If this is clear on the chat, I need the word clear. Let me know. If this is clear on the chat, please, I need the word clear so I can proceed. Okay, King Mohammed, thank you. Yeah, Dollar Queen, thank you. So, okay, since it is clear, we'll proceed. Someone said I should go over again. Probably watch the recorded section, please. Go over the recorded section again. You will understand. You will understand what I meant by that, please. There's no time. Okay. We are having technical analysis section class today, and we are about to get started with the technical analysis. Let me open my trading view. Please, can you see my screen? Can any of you see my screen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay,
We can see your screen.
no problem. Okay, thank you. So please, as tradition demands, our custom here, we have what we call the 25 volatile coins and the 98 volatile coins. So as a newbie who is just coming on board, and you have the 25 or 35 and 30 volatile coins, we recommend you stick to those coins. For those who are using free version of the trade, you can upload more than 30 or 25 coins on your trading view. So we have that 25 volatile coins for people like that. But for people who have the paid version of TradingView, you can upload more than 100 coins at a time on it, or you can upload all the coins Royalty is trading on Binance. Now we have the 98 volatile coins as well. These are coins that we have thoroughly looked into, and we found out that they have good fundamental use cases. They have their own blockchain, which means it will be almost difficult for any exchange to delist it. So because of that reason, we request that you guys should stick or trade within these 98 volatile coins. But if for any reason you want to trade outside the 98 volatile coins we have given to you, and maybe something happens in this thing, and then you should be able to take responsibility for that. So that is that on that. So we are going to be focusing on the 98 volatile coins to pick our trade. Now, because the way we have our own style of trading, we have our time which we enter into the market. Like most of you already know, the time we have two entries, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. and the next entry is about 1 p.m. down to 4 p.m. So this is the DYM. This is a coin I sent this morning, I think around 9 o'clock thereabout was when I sent this coin, and it has delivered as at 10:45. It has delivered. I hope people picked it. So this is how we trade. So I'll proceed now. Pay attention, please. Now, for you as a beginner, for you to be able to analyze, you need two or more indicators two or more indicators that you need. You cannot use one indicator to analyze the crypto market effectively. You need a combination of two or more indicators. Now, what are the indicators we are making use of here? We are making use of what they call the MACD, and the MACD is known as moving average convergence divergence. That is the meaning of MACD. Another one we make use of is the auto Fibonacci retracement. So what does this MACD looks like? And what does this auto Fibonacci looks like? Now, for you as a newbie, if you have, there's a video on how to set up this. So if you are just coming on board, your trading view might not look like this. So Coach Dollar Queen or Coach King or Coach Aminu, please kindly send that how to set up your trading view. And I think we need to do a new video on how to set up your trading view, because we have changed this indicator from RSI to MACD. So a lot of persons, that video captured how to set up your RSI and not your MACD. So take note of that, please. So now, this is the moving average. What does it look like on the chart? Let me bring a plane. Now, what does moving average looks like on the chart? This is what it looks like. I'll extend it. I hope you guys can see. Now, this is what moving average looks like. Now, it's a combination of, this is what moving average looks like, which is the MACD. And MACD is a combination of what we call the MACD line. So the MACD line, this is this MACD line, this blue one. This is the line. It's called the MACD line. Then this gold line is called the signal line. You call it the signal line. Then this red line is known as the buyer's bar. Buying when there's a buying pressure. This is the bar that shows the buying pressure. Then this is the seller's bar. When there's a selling pressure, this is the bar that shows the selling pressure. Then we have the zero line. The zero line is indicated with a black color, which is this line, which is this very line that we are seeing here. So the combination of all these is known as the MACD. Take note of that. So how do we use the MACD? Now, we use the MACD between two time frames when we are trading. That is, we use this MACD. These are the time frames up here. We have different time frames. But in our make use of two time frames in our analysis. We make use of the 15 minutes time frame, and we make use of the 1 day time frame, which we are going to be talking about. So if my MACD is set up, I want to put my time frame on the 15 minutes. The 15-minute time frame is known as the 15 minutes time frame the 15 minutes time frame. Please, I saw a question. Someone is asking me that, so you can't use MACD automation with Magic 1 and 5. Have you seen the MACD template? Ifeanyi, please. If you are the Ifeanyi I've been attending to on this thing, please, you don't need to ask me this question. I've sent you that MACD template. You saw it there, Magic 1, Magic 2, magic 5 is there for the template. So why are you telling me you can't use it? Please. So now, if you are using the MACD templates, please, if you are using MACD automation, kindly stick to the MACD templates they gave you on the chart. They gave you. I've sent it there. Please, Coach Dollar, please send that MACD template to on the chart. Let them see. Everything is there.
Okay.
All you need to do, just edit it. They told you that from first call to the, if you are using Magic 1, they told you from first call, I think from first call to the fourth call, beware. They gave you 0.1. It's just to edit it from the existing template. Finish. So okay, let me proceed. Sorry for that. So the 15 minutes time frame, when you look at the 15 minutes time frame, the MACD is on the 15 minutes time frame. There is something you want to see for you to trigger on the 15 minutes time frame. When you come to a 1-day time frame, there's a condition you want to see before you go to the 15 minutes as your shorter time frame, while 1 day is known as your longer time frame. So for you to come to the 15 minutes to pick your trade or to enter a trade, you have to do a confirmation check on the 1 day. And there's something you want to see on the 1 day. It's simple, nothing much. You want to see that on the 1 day, the current candle on the 1 day is a bullish candle. That bullish candle means your own. If you are using red and blue and green, bullish candle means a green candle. Bearish candle means a red candle. So when you say bullish, it is going up. When you say bearish, it is coming down. So in my own case, this my candle, this blue candle is known as, sky blue candle is known as my bullish candle. So on the 1 day, I want to see that the current candle there is a bullish candle. So once I confirm that it is a bullish candle, I will now come to my 15 minutes time frame and use the MACD. Excuse me, sorry. Sorry about that. I'll use the 15 minutes. I'll use the 15 minutes time frame. There is on the 15 minutes time frame, there's a condition I want to see my MACD. That condition that I want to see my MACD, once I see that my MACD in that condition, it means on that 15 minutes time frame, I am good to go. So you need to know the condition you want to see that MACD and consider yourself good to go on the 15 minutes to enter the trade. But don't forget, I said earlier that you cannot use only MACD to pick a trade. You need the combination of 2 or more indicators. So what is the second supporting indicator you need? You need the auto Fibonacci numbers. Sorry. Which are these retracement or the auto Fibonacci numbers? These are these numbers here. These are the numbers. These are the numbers. So you need combination of the MACD and the auto Fibonacci on these 15 minutes to pick a trade. So we are going to talk about how to use individual indicators, then combine them together, let them speak the same language, then you use it to pick your trade, you trigger your trade. So first, how do you use the MACD? You use the MACD. What do we want to see? Now that you know what is your MACD line, that is the blue line, that is your MACD line. Please, I'm going to be doing back testing because we have passed our time entry. So this is, let me go back. So I said on the one day, if you want to make use of the MACD, first you need to check on the one day. Let me do back testing on the one day. So on the one day, I need a bullish candle. So let's assume I'm cutting it from here. Please, this is bar replay. If you are using a system, this is a bar replay for those who are using pro version. Once you click on the bar replay, it brings out this. Look at it. Select bar, play, fast forward with your hand, increasing the speed of it. It's showing me that I'm on one day. Then you can play and pause any event you want to see. Take note of that, please. So once you click on the replay, it brings you to this point. Now, as soon as it brings you to this point, it brings a scissors object that will enable you to cut this. So let's assume we are here. Let's assume we are here. Now, on this very day, I told you for you to use the MACD, the first thing you need to do is you need to work with time frames. And the two time frames we work with is the 1 day and the 15 minutes. And I said the 1 day is known as a longer time frame, while the 15 minutes is known as shorter time frame. So on the 1 day, what are you looking for is as simple as ABC. You're not looking for anything serious. Other than on the 1 day, you want the current candle to be bullish candle on the 1 day. Now that we have it to be a bullish candle, so because I am back testing, I will have to use my horizontal line to indicate which day was this. So this day was on a Friday, 18th of April, 2025. Now, I have to go to, there's a need for me now, since I've identified it, there's a need for me to go to the 15 minutes time frame. Now, so that I can make use of my MACD automation on the 15 minutes time frame. Now, getting to the 15 minutes time frame, I want to identify that current candle because the crypto market forms every 1 a.m. in the morning. So on this very day, on the 1 day, this is 1 a.m. as at Friday, 18th April, 1 a.m. in the morning. So probably that 1 a.m. in the morning, you were still sleeping. And peradventure, you woke up that Friday morning. And when you woke up that Friday morning, this is where the trade was already at this point. Look at, this was Saturday. So because we are back testing, we have to go back. Now I will have to use my scissors to cut from this point. In short, that was too much. Let me go back. Okay, going back to the 1 day. Then I came to the 15 minutes. Now on the 15 minutes, okay, it didn't come out. At the time here, is saying that 1 a.m. Friday, 18th April 2025. That 1 a.m. you were actually sleeping. You were actually sleeping as at that 1 a.m. So let's say you were sleeping and you woke up as at 7:45. All this period you were still sleeping. Let's say you woke up as at, okay, This is 7:45. Let's indicate 7:45 here. Okay, this is 7:45. 7:30. Okay, let's assume that you woke up by this time. That was 7:45. And you know that when we are analyzing, we have two entries. We have the first entry, entry one. Entry one is between 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Then entry two is between 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. So you woke up that morning, and this was where you made the chart as at 7:45. So immediately you wanted a situation whereby you would take your two entries. Entry one, 8 a.m. Let me change the color to blue color. This is your entry one, 8 a.m. Between 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. 11 a.m. The next entry again is entry two. Entry two is between 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. So these are the two entries you are waiting for to see a setup. Now, please take note. What are we looking for as regards to the okay, as regards to the MACD? I will use this as an example. As regards to the MACD, this is what we are looking for. Take note, please. We want a situation whereby the MACD line, which is this blue line, has crossed this zero line. This zero line is the black line, this black line. So we want the MACD line to have crossed the black line down, also the signal line to also cross. Now, at this point, you might want to take entry, but you cannot just take entry on the 15 minutes without also considering the auto Fibonacci. So it means that both the auto Fibonacci and the MACD should be speaking the same language. Now, what is the difference between MACD automation and this analysis that we are doing? So what is the difference between the MACD automation and this analysis we are doing? Please take note. For MACD automation, you have programmed your robot and you are telling your robot that robot, only pick this coin when after the MACD line must have come down like this. As soon as this MACD line is crossing this signal line, this point at which they intercept, this is at this point in which they intercept, that is when the robot should trigger your first buy. And if it triggers your first buy, let's say your first buy is $20 and it triggers it. You see, it went up, then came down to buy some margin calls, about 1 or 2 margin calls, depending on that template. Then it went up straight. If you look at the candles, it peaks somewhere around here. It peaked somewhere around here, then came down to buy some margin calls, and then went up again and deliver your 2%. In some cases, it doesn't even retrace back. It will just go up and deliver your 2%. So we have seen cases like this, and we are now looking at a way whereby your MACD or your robot is going to buy enough is going to use a better part of your money so that when it sells, it gives you a good profit. Because if you keep using this MACD, sometimes you'll be getting something cents depending on your capital. So some people are making good money, but some people who are using $100 will just be getting cent and cent like that. So we are now improvising. We now looked at it. Now said, okay, to send you signals, we want a situation whereby our template that supports for buying margin call, it will still buy margin call, yet the trade might not take time to sell also. So what we did now for analysis, we are looking out for this MACD line and the MACD line and the signal line to cross the zero line, which is this black line. So when it crosses the zero line, you can decide to trigger, to pick your signal. But again, take note, we don't use only the MACD to do that. The MACD and the auto Fibonacci must be speaking the same language. And what is that language? Now, on the entry point, let's assume that we have seen that the MACD the MACD line have crossed and the signal line, they have both crossed the zero line. And we want to put the trigger. The next thing you have to look out for now is you have to look at what the auto Fibonacci is saying. You have to look for what the auto Fibonacci is saying on the entries, the first entry and the second entry, which we are going to come to that. Now, on the first entry, we want to, if you look at it first, for auto Fibonacci, what does it help you to do? MACD helps you to know when to enter. And when to enter is when you see the MACD line and the signal line that have crossed this zero line. It's telling you you are good to go on the 15 minutes. But on our first entry and second entry, using the auto Fibonacci, there is something we want to see. What is that you want to see? First, you need to take note of the trend of the auto Fibonacci. Now, auto Fibonacci helps you to know when a trend is an uptrend or a downtrend. Take note of that. That is the work of auto Fibonacci. So how do you know that this trend is an uptrend or a downtrend? Please, whenever you see 100% at the bottom and 0% at the top, this is an uptrend. Please take note of that. Then the opposite of it is when you see 0% at the bottom and 100% at the top, it is a downtrend, just vice versa. 100% at the bottom, 0% at the top is an uptrend. If you see 0% at the bottom and 100% at the top, it is a downtrend. Take note of that. Now, there is a condition for an uptrend. Take note of that. There's a condition for an uptrend. So since we are now seeing that this is 100% at the bottom, 0% at the top. Now, what is the condition? The condition is that on this entry 1 and entry 2, since we have notified is an uptrend, the current candle at that time frame, we want to see for an uptrend, let the current candle be on this 50% line, or anywhere below the 50% line. So it can be on the 50% line, 61.8% line, 78.6% line, or 100% line. Anywhere below, please take note of that. Now, for a downtrend, considering these two entry 1 and entry 2, that is where we are looking for that condition. So for a downtrend, let me for the difference between the MACD automation is that MACD automation, you are not considering any entries. Anywhere you see the golden cross from the robot will pick. But here we are specific of these two entries. And the reason why we are specific of these two entries is that there's high volatility. The 8 a.m. to the 8 a.m. to the 11 a.m. is known as the London combat area. This is where the traders in London, they are injecting billions of dollars into the market and taking out billions of dollars in the market. So there's high volatility here. So you can take advantage and cash out your 3% and come out. So the chances of doing 3% is high within this entry. So the same for the 1 p.m. to the 4 p.m. is known as the New York combat area. People, traders in the New York, they are injecting billions of dollars. Now, between this 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. is a resting period where they go for breaks. So that is why we don't trade within that period. We also go for break. So take note of that. So from discovery, from practicing, which you can do your own back testing, we find out that the MACD automation delivers 2% more effectively. But when we did our own practice back testing of several coins, we find out that it is easy within this entry to do 3%, 4%, or even more. But we are leaving it at 3% within entry 1 and entry 2. Take note of that. So coming back to default uptrend, for a downtrend. Now, what does a downtrend look like? I just explained uptrend. Let's see any time frame that is giving us downtrend vibes. So I can use downtrend to explain on the 2. I just want to show you, we are coming back to good. For a downtrend, this is how a downtrend looks like. That I was saying, 0% at the bottom, 100% at the top. For a downtrend, you want to see the current candle. When I mean the current candle like this, as at that time, you want to see that current candle on the 0% line or anywhere below the 0% line for a downtrend. Take note of it, please. For a downtrend, you want to see the current candle on the 0% line or anywhere below the 0% line. I believe this is clear. So let's go back to the 15 minutes time frame and let's do our back testing. Now, having said that, you guys now know what we are looking for. You now know what we are looking for on the entry. So once you come to your chart, the first thing you need to do is to check your 1 day. On the 1 day, what is the candle line? The candle on the 1 day is a bullish candle. Then you go back to the 15 minutes. Now you map out your first entry and your second entry. First entry is 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Second entry is 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. So what are you looking at now? On this entry, you want your auto Fibonacci alongside with your MACD speaking the same language. And what is that language? That if your MACD line and your signal line have crossed this 0 line, you want to look at your auto Fibonacci. Is it an uptrend or a downtrend? If it is an uptrend, it means that the current candle you want to sit on the 50% line or anywhere below the 50% line. So once your auto Fibonacci is speaking the same language with your MACD, you pull the trigger. I believe this is clear. Similarly, if it is a downtrend, you want to see your MACD line and your signal line have crossed the 0 line. Then you look at your auto Fibonacci. You also want to see your auto Fibonacci for a downtrend. You want to see the current candle to be on the 0% line or the anywhere below the 0% line. So let's see if we can see that on this chart. So let's back there. So this is 7:45. We woke up in the morning and we set our 2 entries and we are waiting to see a setup. So let's see if we can see a setup on this trade. Now, this is 8 a.m. in the morning. No setup yet from both sides. Let's continue. So are you seeing the way the candles is within this entering, you see the liquidity that is going up and up and up. So there's high liquidity in this. They are injecting money inside the market. So now, as you see that at the end of the day, on the first entry, there was no setup. The MACD line and the signal line was never below the zero line. As well, we identified that the auto Fibonacci was an uptrend, which means 100% was at the bottom and 0% was at the top. And we were expecting to see that the current candle is anywhere at the 50% line or below the 50% line, which we never saw any of this. So we are now waiting we are now in the resting period. Let's see what happens in the resting period. Now, okay, sorry, I've receded. We are now on the resting period. Let's see what happened. Now, this is 1 p.m. In the resting period, we did not trade. So 1 p.m. we came back to our chart to see what is happening, if we are going to see a setup. So it's still an uptrend. You guys should take note. It's still an uptrend. So we are expecting to see that the current candle is on the 50% line. Let's see. It's coming down. Look at the MACD is also coming down. Okay. Now, you will observe that the trend has changed. Look at the trend have changed. What are you seeing? You are now seeing 0% at the bottom. Look at it. And 100% at the top right now. We are still inside the second entry. Now, since the trend have changed, what you are looking at for now, is now a downtrend. You are looking at that the current candle should be on the 0% line or anywhere below the 0% line. So take note of that. So let's continue. My system is hanging. Wait. Okay. So it was hanging. Let me go back. So finally, we now got to the 4 p.m. line, 4 p.m. on that day, and you find out that there was no setup on this trade. Now, the question now is, does it mean if there was no setup on a particular trade that you are looking for on that day, it means that you are not going to trade on that day, or probably you will now fall back to go and use the MACD automation. So because we understand that the chances of seeing formation, the setup that we are looking for, at times is slim. Sometimes you just see a lot of setup. Now, what we do is, instead of monitoring just only one coin, we take about 2 to 4 different coins and monitor. 2 to 4 different coins, and we monitor them and we take our entry. So I believe you guys now understand the concepts. So I just use this to explain the concept for you, to know what you are looking at for, and to what you are looking out for on the MACD, and to know what you are looking out for on the auto Fibonacci, if it is an uptrend within a 2 entry point, or if it is a downtrend within a 2 entry point. that the auto Fibonacci and the MACD should be speaking the same language. So I believe you've understood that concept. So let's now go and find a trade that we can actually see set up and enter, please. So let's check. I think, let me check for one of the signals. I'm coming. So we are going to look at, let's look at ADA USDT. Or let's look at DYDM. Okay, this signal that I threw this morning, DYDM. Okay, no. That DYDM. There's a way I put that signal. Okay, let's look at ADA USDT and see. ADA USDT, we are doing back testing, so I don't need to pick the YDM. ADA USDT. Okay, now for ADA USDT, this is a live trade on ADA USDT right now, but we are going to do back testing on it. Why is it not coming up? Okay, now I told you once you want to analyze a trade, you have the coin already. All you need to do, the first thing you need to do is to go on the 1 day to look at what the 1 day looks like. Now, obviously, the 1 day is a bullish candle. So, but because we are backtesting, please, I'll shift it to, this is Friday, back to, let's say, okay, let me use this day. So I'm going to use this day, this very day, which is, let me use my horizontal line. This is Tuesday 20th, May 20th, on Tuesday. Now, what am I looking for? A bullish candle on the 1 day, which I've spotted. So the next thing I need to do is to go to the 15 minutes time frame. Now, on that 1 day, remember I told you you were sleeping 1 a.m. The candle forms every 1 a.m. And let's assume you woke up 7:45 before 8 a.m., which is the first entry. So let's identify 7:45 here. Okay, this is 7:45. Then this is 8 o'clock. Good. So you woke up as at 7:45. This was when you woke up and you started taking your entries. You did a setup on your entry. Entry 1, let's use this color on it, orange color. 8 a.m. Look at it, that same Tuesday by 8 a.m. you were looking for setup. Then you entered again. 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Then for entry 2, you took 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Now let's use different color on entry 2. This, let me use dark green. So for you to be able to spot the 2 entries. Now, what are we looking out for? we are looking out for a setup. What is the setup? The setup is that we want our MACD line, which is the blue line, and the signal line to have crossed the zero line, which is this black line. At the same time, we want to know what our auto Fibonacci is saying. That if the auto Fibonacci is telling us that it is a downtrend on these 15 minutes, it means that the current candle we want to see it on the 0% line or anywhere below the 0% line. If it is telling us it is an uptrend, it means we want to see the current candle anywhere below anywhere on the 50% line or anywhere below the 50% line. So take note. Now, in this case, before 7:45, you will see that the MACD line have crossed the black line, which is the zero line. Also, the signal line have also crossed it. Then you see that the current candle is you will find out that the auto Fibonacci is telling you that this is a downtrend because you have 0 at the bottom and 100% at the top, which is a downtrend. And for a downtrend, you want to see the current candle on the 0% line or anywhere below the 0% line. So at this point here, 7:45, you are already seeing a setup at this point. But no, this is not our entry. This is a good setup, but it is not within our entry. Where we want to see this setup is inside this first entry or inside this second entry. That is where we want to see. So any setup we are going to see outside this entry is not valid. Take note of that, please. So now we need to wait patiently to see that if we can see this setup inside this entry one. Let's go. Now I'm playing. Let me see if I can increase my MACD. So I'm playing right now. Now, what you will observe is there was a sudden spike downward that it came to peak. It came here to touch the minus 38.2% line and went up. Now, at this point, there is a setup. I can say there is a setup here. But since it is just starting, I want to see more reactions in the market. I want to see more reaction. I don't just want to rush. So let me see more reactions in the market. Now, you see, so meaning if I had rush to take entry at that point, it means the trade is going to come down further. So I might now decide that this is the setup I'm looking for. This is the setup I'm looking for. Now, what is the setup? My MACD is already below the 0% line alongside with the signal line. Remember, for MACD automation that you are doing the lazy man way, you are waiting for these two lines to form golden cross, and the golden cross is the point at which they intersect like this. That is when your robot is going to pick it. And if it picks it at this point, the trade might just go up and deliver 2%. It might not even retrace back to buy you margin calls. But now we want, because of our template, we want it to buy more margin calls. That is the idea of we analyzing this. So now that we have done this like this, so we are now saying that we have confidence because our template covers for margin calls. So I will now come here and put, since I am the one analyzing it, if this signal myself, please take note. If I want to
think we lost coach. Hold on, let me send him the link back. Coach, please unmute yourself.
Okay, can you guys hear me now?
Yes,
Coach King, thank you.
yes, we can hear you now.
So, thank you, Coach King. So now, at this point, I'm seeing a setup right now. My MACD is below the 0% line alongside with the signal line. And the auto Fibonacci is telling me is a downtrend because we have 0 at the bottom and 100% at the top. And I swear the current candle is telling me that it is below the 0% line, which is a good one for me. Now, I will come and take entry. So what I'm saying here is that if I am the one picking this signal by myself, I can pick it at the current price. This is the current price, 0.7360. But because I am sending a signal to the signal group and I want everybody to have the opportunity to pick that group, that signal, I will leave allowance, which is known as your preset price allowance, because I know that the coin will retrace back to the preset price. So it will even help you to buy more cheaper also. So let's assume I reduce it to, reduce it from the current price, which was 0.7360, and I put a preset price of 0.7356. So let's see if it will retrace back to that preset price. So this preset price becomes our entering price. That is the price I want you to buy. So I haven't told you that I want you to buy at this price, and I've sent the signal on the signal group. Let's see if we will come to that price and hit our price, our target. So let's watch and see. Are you seeing it? So it went below the preset price. Now, if I have set a preset price from here, this is my entering point. So I'm taking 3%. I'm taking 3% from this point to this point. So 3%. This becomes our exit point, please. This becomes our exit point. Now, at this point, now what happened is the robot have just succeeded in buying margin calls. So you now have more money inside the trade because the price have exceeded the preset price. So there are some people that might not even see it at this preset price. Some people will come here and buy more cheaper. They are now seeing that the current price, which is this preset price that we gave, the preset price is not cheaper than the current price is not cheaper than this preset price. So some people will have the liberty to pick it at this point, thereby making them come out of the trade faster than this set of people that actually picked it on the preset price. So now you cannot say you are on a floating loss at this point. The robot has bought more coins for you. So if it picked $20 from here, by the time it buys from, if you are using market 5, by the time from here to here, it must have buy maybe up to the second margin call or third margin call. So let's see what happens. So when exactly did we enter this trade? We entered this trade exactly, let's mark the time. This was the time we entered the trade, which was Tuesday. Let me use another, okay, this color is okay, which was Tuesday, 20th May 2025, 8:30. That was when we entered the trade. So let's see when we came out of the trade. So let's play. Let me fast forward. Let me increase the to 5. Let me play. So you see, now you're still on a floating loss like this. It's buying more margin calls, probably giving you subset like this, depending on the magic you are using. Now it's going back up, it's retracing. Retracing back, you see it has changed from uptrend to down. Okay, still a downtrend rather. Yes, still a downtrend. So at this point, you are on a floating loss. It has bought margin call. You have more money inside the trade. So let's continue. So you are having subset this way. You are seeing small drops, subset at this point while you are waiting. Let me increase it, please. So you are seeing soft. Now you are now on a floating profit, back floating profit, floating profit. You are on a floating profit right now. You're on a floating profit right now. You are here to hit your target. You're in floating profit right now. Boom, boom. I think boom. You have eventually hit your target. What happened now? What happened? Okay, so eventually, this thing was so fast. Eventually, you have hit your target at this point. This was the first point that it touches, it exceeded that exit point. So this was where you came out. Immediately it exited, it exceeds this entering point was when you came out. Now, people that bought, people take note, when you have some persons who tell you they are out of the, some persons will tell you they are out of the trade. Those are people that bought, this was where we entered. Those were people that maybe they entered the trade somewhere around this point, somewhere around this point. This set of people entered somewhere around this point. That was when they entered the trade. Now, this set of people might, at the end of the day, come out around this point, this candle. They are already out of the trade because they bought more cheaper. But this set of people that actually entered at this preset price, they will have to wait for the candle to touch this line, and I see this line, for them to come out of the trade. Take note of that. So let's see what time we actually came out of the trade. So we entered this trade as at I think was 8:30 Tuesday 2025. Then let's see when we came out of the trade. We also came out on the trade the following day by 5:30 a.m. in the morning, which was not up to 24 hours. And before you came out of the trade, you must have made a little subset downtrend. All these are it bought margin calls as it was going up, it was selling it and giving you money downtrend until eventually it became a floating profit and eventually sold. So that is how to pick a coin when the auto Fibonacci and the MACD is speaking the same language inside the entry 1 or entry 2. So take note of that, please. I hope this is clear. If this is clear, I need clear on the chat. Let me see if there are questions. So that is how to pick a coin, whether it is uptrend or downtrend. Just follow the condition. Just follow the condition. If this is clear, please, I need the word clear on the chart. And if there's any question, I need drop it on the chart. If this is clear, okay, Queen, Dollar Queen, King Olatunde, thank you. If this is clear, thank you, Coach King, Coach Aminu, King Mohammed, wow, King Williams, wow, okay. So I believe everybody understood. So if you can do this on your 25 volatile coins, go okay, for those who are using free version, you cannot backtest. You cannot backtest. So at this point, I would like to end here. Then I will have to share my screen to show people how to pick these signals on the signal group. Not everybody knows how to pick this signal on the signal group. Not everybody knows. So we are also going to be using this trade to pick this signal on the signal group. Please, we are going to be using this trade to pick this on the signal group. So from where I entered, the preset price I gave you people, give me some time. If you have question, drop your question on the chat, please. If you have questions, drop your questions on the chat. I'm coming. Let me bring up my. If you have question, drop your question on the. Okay, sorry. The network threw me out again. Someone is asking a question. Let me see the question. Why am I? It said, King Isaac said, please, coach, does it mean that the trade can only be taken on the specific time frame? Yes, we have our own style of analysis. You take it between these two entries. And the reason why we are taking it between these two entries is because these two entries, there's high liquidity. What is meaning of liquidity? There's high level of money injected into the market and taken out of the market. So you want to take advantage also to take your own share. So it is easy within this entry to do 3%. Like on the MACD automation, we told you people don't take more than 2% using the MACD because we've tested it using the MACD. 2% is very effective. But now, if you want to take 3% or more than 3%, if you come to these two entry points, entry 1 and entry 2, you are most likely to see 3%, 4%, or 5%. But however, we limit it to 3% because on this entry point, there's an advanced way of analyzing, which is known as a smart money concept. That is the way the financial institutions in Wall Street, US, they trade. All these BlackRock, Fidelity, these are the ways they trade the crypto market. These are the people you are trading against. And they trade within this entry point that we have told you about. They are the ones injecting these billions of dollars and taking it out of the market. So you need the skill, you need the advanced skill to actually enter the market and come out the same time or before they are coming out. Now, for you to be able to come out, you need to understand that SMC, smart money concept. So, but because you are not using that smart money concept, you are using indicator. Smart money concept does not require indicators. It requires price action. But now, because you are using indicator and indicator lags, so we are limiting your take profit to 3%, so you can come out of the market almost immediately, because you cannot spot where these SMC guys want to come outside using indicator. But if you are doing SMC, you know where they want to come out. So you will ensure you come out before they come out. So that is the reason why you would want to stick to these two entering while analyzing. I hope this makes sense, King Isaac. Someone said something. Vivo said, Coach, does the boat accumulate profit and runs the trade with the accumulated profit? Now, if you want your boat to accumulate your profit, it means you are going to put it on all warehouse mode. All warehouse mode. We have what is called sub-in real-time settlement and all warehouse mode. If you put your robot on all warehouse mode, what you are telling the robot is, as you are selling, don't drop my profit in real time. Hold my profit, accumulate it. When you have sold everything, release everything together. That is all warehouse mode. But if you put it on sub-in real-time mode, by the time it buys from first call to the fifth call, or to the seventh call, or to the 10th call, between the fifth call and whatever call it has bought, it will be giving you subset, downtrend, and you'll be seeing those profits in real time dropping for you. But if you put it in all warehouse mode, if your robot buys from first call to the 11th call, even if it is giving you subset, you will not see that money dropping in real time because you have put it on all warehouse mode. So the only time we are advising you to put it on all warehouse mode is maybe you want to use boot tactics, where you want to lock it from the first call to the fourth call. So between the first call to the fourth call, the robot sees it as one entity. So if you are doing boot tactics category 1 and you're locking it at the fifth call, you just want 100% of your capital to be inside from first call to fourth call, you can use all warehouse mode at that point because the robot sees it as one. But if you are using default settings or boot tactics category 2 that allows you to buy margin calls from either fifth call to the 11th call or the fifth call to the 24th call, you want to leave your boat on sub-in real-time settlement, so that when it is giving you subset downtrend, you are seeing it in real time what is giving you downtrend. That way you will be encouraged, even if your trade is taking time to sell. The fact that you are seeing subset downtrend, you will be encouraged. Unlike if it is taking time for it to sell, and you didn't put it in sub-in real-time settlement, and you put in all warehouse mode, even if it is selling, you are not going to be seeing that profit in real time. It's going to accumulate it and drop for you. I hope that is okay. Vovo King Vovo. If I can we still pick trade only MACD automation outside this time? Of course, you can pick your trade. I told you earlier, if you are paying attention, I say using the MACD, you can pick it at any time frame. Is it time frame? I said if you are using the MACD, you can pick it at any time you want to pick it, at night or at noon or at every time you want to do it. But ensure you stick to 2% take profits. If you want to do 3%, is at your discretion. If you want to do 5%, is at your discretion, please. Or is the combination with auto? Once you are using MACD automation, you don't have business with entry 1 and entry 2. Take note of that. You don't have business with entry 1 and entry 2. So we use whatever works for you. If it's MACD automation that works for you, take it. And the aim is to see that everybody makes money. So we are trying to bring out means through which you are going to be making money, so that your interest with the business can be there, because some people, their commitment is based on what they are seeing, money. If they are not seeing anything, they are not committed. So there are some people, whether they see or they don't see, they are committed because they have a conviction about the business. and they want to learn and they want to go to the highest level to learn this thing, just in case tomorrow there's no royalty boats, you can go confidently approach your Binance, confidently approach your Bybit, check your trading view, analyze coin confidently, and pick and make money from your Binance. So, but if you don't want to learn anything, stick to MACD automation, the lazy man way, and cash out your money and forget about any skill. It's as simple as that, please. King Joseph, I have seen a situation where everything was okay using these two indicators you are teaching, except that the current candle on the 1 day is bearish red. I guess one cannot trigger with this. What could be the consequences? Now, the reason why we are looking at the 1 day to be a bullish candle is because if you are entering a trade that, see, that 1 day bullish candle, what it tells you is for the next 24 hours, that market is going to be bullish for the next 24 hours. So if you enter a bullish market that is telling you on the 1 day the candle is a bullish candle, what it means is that the chances of you coming out faster from that trade is high. That is why we are looking out for the bullish candle. It means it's popping up. So all you need to do is just try as much as possible, analyze 2 or more coins for you to see a setup. Once you see a setup, because it is a bullish, within that 24 hours, chances of coming out from that trade is high, compared to if the coin is a bearish coin. It means that if it's a bearish coin, it means that that 24 hours, that coin might still have the chances of going down. King Joseph, I hope this is clear. King Joseph, if this is clear, please. If this is clear, I need it. Okay, good. Then who is this Chamsi? Okay, sir. When we talk about the current candle being at the 0% line, are we looking at the 1 hour? No, we are only focusing on the 15 minutes, please. It's on the 15 minutes you want to see that condition, please. 15-minute time frame. This time frame. Where's mine? Why is this still on? We want to see it on the 15 minutes time frame. We want to see this on this time frame, 15 minutes time frame, please. And 1 day. I didn't make mention of any 1 hour. We use these 2 time frame, 15 minutes and 1 day. On the 1 day, you just want to spot a bullish candle. That is your concern. On the 15 minutes, you want to make use of your MACD and your auto Fibonacci. So concentrate on the 15 minutes. King Chamsi, I hope this is clear. Okay, for Sarah, Queen Sarah, for a newbie, you might want to start with MACD automation, the lazy man way, where you just give your bot instruction and you go about what you are doing. Once a golden cross is formed, your robot picks it. And if it goes up to give you 2% of whatever it was able to pick, just in case it doesn't come down to buy more margin calls. So there are sometimes it comes down to buy more margin call because we have adjusted the template where you have the margin call drop for $100 instead of 151515. We have reduced it to 0.1, 0.1, down to the 5th call. From the 6th call to the 7th call, we took it to 2.5, 2.5. The reason is because we know that if you are using MACD automation, chances of coming down to buy more is slim. So what we did, we had to reduce the margin call drops. So as soon as it drops by 0.1, it will buy. So it buys faster for you that way. So either way, you are going to make good profit also. So if the MACD automation as a new beginner, that is what you should be using. That is what you should be using. Please take note of that. Then if you have mastered it, and you are interested in learning how to analyze, or probably you are seeing signals from the signal group and they are delivering also, and you like the fact that okay, these people who are sending me signal, how are they doing it? Or I want to learn, or I want to be sending signal, or I want to build a team, I want to become a leader, and I want to be independent of signal. Then you can decide to learn this also and use. And the reason why we are using this is that the crypto market, it is both bearish and bullish. So the crypto market does not just go up, it goes up and down, up and down. And our template covers for situation whereby the market is going down. It will now buy those margin call drops for you. That is why we do our analysis in a way that it buys margin call drop. We don't do it in a way that when it buys with your money and it has any reason to go down, and your money, all your money, 100% of your capital has been exhausted, and you now be on deep, serious floating loss. But because it opens more margin call, if it's going down to buy, the more it is buying, the more it is reducing your floating loss, and the faster it's taking you out of the market. That is the importance of margin call drops. So I believe that is clear. So King Vovo said, I guess I am not asking unnecessary questions, but please, this robot is a semi-automated island. That means every other error will come from me. My issue is I'm a newbie and know nothing about trade. And if I want to learn how to analyze the market, how do I go about it? It's simple. This is a semi-automated robot. That is why when you are coming on board, all you need to do is follow simple instruction from your upline. Your upline that is onboarding you must have gotten experience. So you pay attention, follow simple instruction. If your upline tells you this is it, do it. If it tells you this is that, do it. Don't do otherwise until you understand the terrain. Until you understand what you are doing, follow simple instruction. Anything you are not sure of, anything you are not clear of, don't execute until your upline tells you, okay, you can do it. So it will get to a point you now understand the idea and concept behind everything, and you can now navigate the robot yourself. Please, as regards to learning, we are going to hold you by your hands. As regards to analyzing, is a step by step. We don't expect you as a newbie to know everything today. There are even some old members that are even yet to know how to analyze. So knowing how to analyze is not difficult. It's all about a thing of interest. Do you have the interest to do it? That is it. So if you have the interest to do it, show up on Zoom sections. Come for our technical analysis. First day, second day, third day, fourth day. Before you know it, you start getting used to the terms. Before you know, you start getting used to the charts. Before you know, you start practicing and doing things yourself. I was once like you. I didn't just come into Royal Q and I knew it. I consistently was watching YouTube, all our recorded sections. For most of you who want to key your upline, who want to, then you want them to take you to the river and put water in your mouth. Well done. For me, you can ask my upline. I did not disturb him unnecessarily. I was always watching YouTube, recorded. I make sure I watch everything, understand the integrity of the business. Even if I'm asking him question, it's relevant question. I'm not asking him plenty. He can tell you. So help yourself too. You have to help yourself too. Please. This is a lifetime skill that if you learn, you can print money in demand. You can impact your sons, you can impact your wife, your loved ones, and everybody will experience financial freedom. It's as simple as that. Please, I hope this is clear. Now, you talk about sovereign return settlement. Don't worry, I will share my screen now. It's because of all these questions so that I can talk about that. King Silver, sir, what if one enters trade with boot tactics category 1? Will it be possible to change the strategy MACD on the same running? If you are using MACD and you enter boot tactics, using your MACD, you can use boot tactics category 1, lock it on 5th call and use your MACD. You can use boot tactics category 1 on it. So I don't know, if you are using $100, it's only boot that is category 1 you can use. If you are using 320, you can use boot that is category 1 and 2. Even using the MACD automation, please take note of that. I believe I've answered your question. So let me see if I can share this screen. Too many questions at the moment. All right. My phone is trying to come up, please. So in case this does not come up, please, this part I want to explain. I'm trying to bring but this part I want to explain. In our last Friday section, I explained it. I was able to explain it. So kindly go through that section, please, and get this part I want to explain. I'm finding it difficult to connect my phone to my laptop. Let me see. Okay, I'm finding it difficult too. I wanted to show you guys how to pick a trade. For those who are new or who are yet to know how to pick signal from the signal group, I wanted to show you guys, but I did this on Friday. You can go and watch the Friday section. Just forward it to this point where you can access that information, please. And Queen Sarah, on that you will see the OAR smooth, and you are also going to see the sub-in real-time settlement. But we always want you to put it on sub-in real-time settlement, please, so that you'll be seeing your profit in real time. Take note of that. I explained everything. Go to our YouTube channel, Coach Fahad, Dollar Queen, Coach King, Coach Aminu. Please, any one of you that can access our YouTube channel link, kindly drop it on the chat. Let them go through it and find those videos on it, please. You need to help yourself here. You need to do personal self-development. You need to help yourself. You mustn't rely on your upline. We have everything. Every information is out here. Your ability to catch up fast depends on your personal learning also. Personal learning also, please. This is money matter. I don't know why people will just feel relaxed on money matter. So, any other question? Thank you, Dollar Queen. Thank you, Coach Fahad. Any other question? Let's see if we can attend to one or two questions. Then, since we cannot do this. So if you got value from this section, I need the word value on the chart. If there's clarity on it, I need the word value on the chart. Okay, King Vovo, welcome. And if you are yet to sign up your robots, kindly go and sign up now. Action takers are money makers. We have what works here. You are seeing it. Everything is practical. You are doing it yourself. It's not like the Ponzi scheme they tell you they are trading for you. You don't think today you don't even know if they were actually trading for you. And at the end of the day, if you have done the Ponzi scheme for 1 year, 6 months, or 6 months, you find out that at the end of everything, you have not learned anything. There's no one meaningful skill that you can say you have learned. No financial intelligence, no risk management intelligence, nothing you have learned. Please take this serious. This is where the world is going to, whether you like it or not. It is the future of the world. It has come to stay. Nobody can do anything about it. It is a new form of money. This is a new means of transaction. Very soon, you stop seeing your Naira note. You stop seeing plastic card. It is those who have refused to open their mind and evolve that will be left behind. Just like we have some persons that cannot operate ATM machine currently as I speak to you. There are some persons that cannot use their ATM card on ATM machine currently as I speak to you. Why? It is not because they are old. It's because they refuse to evolve as the world is evolving. So evolving comes from the mind. You should be open-minded. There's a lot of possibilities here. There's a lot of possibilities here. Every business has its challenges. You add it in mindset section yesterday. One way to succeed in royalty is by keep showing up, whether bad times or good times. Don't give up. Keep showing up. Keep showing up in your business. Keep showing up in your business. Have the willingness to learn, and you will definitely break through. So thank you, guys. In the absence of no more questions, I think we should call it a day. I'm glad you guys got value from this section. Okay, so sir, can one also pick trade using trading view on phone? Fine, definitely, yes, you can use your phone, but you appreciate it more on system. You appreciate it more on system. If you are using phone to pick trades, by the time you bring the trading view on your system and use, you just know that you have been stressing yourself since using phone. So that is it. In the absence of no more questions, we are going to call it a day. Thank you everyone for having the patience to be here in this time. Not everybody, okay, we still have a reasonable number of people. It means a lot of people stayed this time around. Thank you guys. We want more of these. We want you guys to show up. We are ever ready to provide value for you people. Value for you people. Value for you people. Provided you are willing to learn. Provided we are willing to learn. Yes, Coach Mo and Coach Fahad said he started with phone. Everyone here started with phone. Everyone started with phone. People that are using laptops started with phone. So make do with what you have. And as time goes on, you will also. And for those people who are interested in having the paid version of the trading view, we have a package going on where we combine 3 persons together. They come together to pay for trading view for 1 year. If you are interested, I don't know who have access to that group. Coach Fahad, are you in that group? Or Dollar Queen, are you in that group? You can share the link of that group, or maybe later I can drop. If you can share the link and drop it here. For those who are interested in pro version or the paid version of Trading View, we are to subscribe your Trading View every month costs you about $30. For someone who is just starting the business, it does a lot every month, $30. But okay, yes, they for those people, yes, absolutely, they need to be a member. Please, okay, Dollar Queen, don't share the link. Don't share the link. You share it on VCs. Please share the link to road on to VCs, please, so that we can avoid that. So now, paid trading view is $30 about okay, that's good. Paying trading view is $30 for a month. If you convert that, that is about more than 30-something thousand or 40-something thousand every month. For a new business just starting this business, that's a lot. So what we do, we combine 3 people together and they pay for 1 year, and that 1 year costs $80 thereabout. So if you divide $80 by 3, if you divide $80 by 3, it's going to come out about 26 point something dollars. That is what some persons are paid so far. But we are thinking of adding about $1 to that, because we realize that when we send it to the company that will give us the access, they are charging us about $1 thereabout. So please, it might increase. That price might change anytime soon. But for people who are already using it, they can attest to it that they are really enjoying it at the moment. So thank you, everyone. Do have a lovely day. Peace and mercy be unto you. Bye bye for now. Let me. Is someone trying to say something?
So, initially, the advice your daughter may invite.